G'day everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Pint Party, Twitch channel designed to turn a game and gimmick into a tax write-off. I'm John. Yeah, nailed it that time. Oh, we're getting better at this. Oh, and today, we're in Aberdeen, or Aberdeen, as my grandfather would call it. Virtual Aberdeen, Cyberpunk Aberdeen, Neon Aberdeen. I actually really like the gradient that's here. Like, I really like this gradient to this kind of like, what would you call that, a red? Is it a red or a pink? I'm trying to suss which side of the spectrum that's on. I mean, one makes the argument all red is pink. It's just it varies in shade. But I like it. I like that gradient. This is actually like kind of a very nice looking area, but it is a pain in the butt because we have to battle against Selenium Wolf. And that's actually kind of an interesting name, Selenium. There you go. It's an element on the table of elements. And I only know that because I watched the movie Evolution with David Duchovny like a million times. And that's like you know, the secret spice to that movie is selenium. And if you haven't seen that movie, I would highly recommend it. I mean, especially if you like Pint Party. Like, if you like Pint Party and Pint Party's brand of humor, Evolution is just that. It's like an hour and a half of that, of like our humor. So, like, yeah, I'd say that's a movie to watch. But like, just like buckle yourself in and get prepared for the fact that you're watching like 90 minutes of bum and fart jokes. Like, that's what that movie is. But damn, is it a good movie? What do you got? You got David Duchovny, and you've got, oh, what's his name? He played Stifler in American Pie. Oh, bloody hell. I don't remember his name. I feel terrible. I met him once. Don't know his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. We got to duke it out in here. Now, the what we got to do is we got to try and occupy. Hang on. So, ooh, oh, well, that kind of changes things. Gain 1 point for every cycle you occupy more hosts than your opponent. Each one of these is a host. So before, I was just trying to like spam their spawn and like basically try and get as many eggs as like filled up as possible, which is how you were like kind of battling in these kinds of battles before. But no, this one's a lot more strategic. So you gain 1 point for every host, and these count as hosts too. That, oh my god, that changes the whole game. I came into this with a strategy. Like, I thought about this. I was like, how do I beat this? And I thought what I could do is just rush their spawn and like fill it up full of eggs and basically just lock them in here. Or if I could go in here, I would just straight up go in there and then just like murder them. And then it's like, okay, I'll lose a couple points for that, but then the whole rest of the map is mine and I can just like make those points back. But you can't do that anyway. So that would be stupid. So realistically, what we want to do then is we want to try and take as many hosts. So realistically, we only want to leave one Exa in every host. Except for this one. I don't think I want to leave Exas in here because, well, we probably do, but the problem is that if either side writes anything to the nuke register, it goes boom and it deletes everything inside that host, including the Exa that wrote to it. So everything in here just goes boom. But I suppose we can just have like the Exa here, just pouring them out. And we've got two Exas who are just rushing these hosts. So we've got these two hosts on lock. Because look, we outrun the other Exas. See, because they make a run straight for it. And we outrun them. So we automatically take these two hosts. Which means we are getting the points for it. But they've got more points thus far because they've occupied more hosts. But we've got these two with these two Exas. Now we've got a size limit of 10. So we could just make all the Exas we need here and then have them do the spam. So what I'm going to do with this first, because this first Exa basically was just rushing straight to here. And that's a bad idea. So we're just going to get rid of all of this. I mean, I'll probably need to retype it all out anyway, but like, whatever. Where these ones are kind of fine because they'll just sit in here, but they can't. The problem is they can't replicate. They can't make more exes from here because it's occupying that slot. So, those two are taken up. Those two are locked up, but they give us kind of like the critical host, the host that nobody else can occupy. So now, that's 2 points a cycle we're going to get for those hosts. We're going to get 2 points every cycle for those, I think. That's how that works. Oh, they bit us in there. Oh, damn. What? Oh, what the hell is that? Hold on. We were running straight in. Oh, they were beating us there. Holy moly. Oh, because maybe before we were kind of like messing up their timings by coming over here. Well, actually, you know what then? If we can, hang on. Can we disrupt them? Can we like slow them down just by like going over there? Yeah. Apparently we can. 800. So apparently like... Oh, I see, because they can only pour out one at a time. Ah, that's interesting. And who's going first? B, C... Well, that's cool. That's kind of how I want it to happen anyway. Alright, that's strange. So coming all the way over here ties them up. That's actually fine. That's actually fine. If that works out, that gives us 2 a cycle, and that's going to blow itself up for now. But then that should give us 2 points a cycle. But it isn't. How come it isn't? Hang on. You get 1 point for every cycle. So we should be getting 2 points, and we're not. What's going on? Where are we getting those points? We're getting a point in here. So these aren't worth anything. They're just not worth anything. Okay, well then screw it. I don't care. I don't want them then. If they're not worth anything, then I'm not going to take them. They can have them. If we just sit here. See, we got 1 point. The opponent has 2. Okay, so I think actually what we need to do is kind of like move around. And... So what I'm thinking then is, instead of doing this, we'll do... I still think the Charlie's Angels tactic is the tactic. No, I want to get rid of that. So 800, 801, 800 and 802. So those two are fine. That's where I want to go. I want to take the highway and the bridge, and then just start spamming the back road and the overpass with these 2 exes. This exa, which is sitting in here. I don't know if we're getting points for being in here. No, we're not. No, we're not. So there's no sense in being in here because we're not getting points for it. But we are getting points if we spam downtown. So this host and this host, you don't get any points. And you don't get any points for here, and you don't get any points for here. So we give these up. We let this one have them. And we don't sit in here. There's no point because we're not getting any points for that. So we just focus on everywhere where we can get points, which is bridge, back road, overpass. So everywhere that's named, basically, is where you get points. Okay. So then this exa is just going to do that. We're just going to do this. We're going to hit the nuke button because that's what they're going to do anyway. Well, you know what? If they're going to hit the nuke button, we're just going to let them do it for us. We're going to save an instruction, and we're just going to keep spamming. That actually works. So I'm going to call this Mark... call it Nuketown, because I don't know. I have a feeling that I think the Zachtronics people are trying to make their own version of Nuketown from Call of Duty in this. Kind of. I mean, the layout feels similar. Like this is the central, cul-de-sac, and then you've got the house with the backyards. And then there's some some little side gimmicks and stuff. Well, these are the houses in your backyards, a cul-de-sac sort of a thing. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll call it Nuketown. And what's Nuketown going to do? Nuketown is just gonna create rep nukes, or rep nuke, which needs to have mark before it for that to work. So it will just it'll do that, and we are just gonna spam that. That's what we're gonna do. Jump to Nuketown. So even though we're not getting any points being in here, we are getting points in here, and we can't sit in here because otherwise it'll get deleted and we'll get no points. So we're going to give up a point to be in here. You know what? You know what? Why not both? Okay, hang on. I need to count this out though, because we're going to have 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 exes so far. Now, what I'm thinking is, what if we put an exa in here and just do the same thing and just spam into here? That takes up a slot in here that they can't use. So we're just sort of denying this area, while also basically planting 2 exes in here, which I feel like is a pretty good idea. So we could make, and we could have this step, we could have this exa here, which is safe, just in case, they issue a kill instruction, which they probably won't, but in case they rush here and do the nuke, we want to make sure this one's kind of sending one over constantly. So we'll call this one, so we'll do another replication step, and we'll call it rep spawn, because it's going to go to the enemy spawn. So we have to make a new mark, call this one rep spawn. Okay, so now we need to give some instructions for these. So rep nuke is pretty simple. It's just going to link 800, and then we'll get it to replicate too. We may as well. We've got the. I mean, it's like we've got the size. We are going to have oodles and oodles of headroom for this. We're not going to need to write a lot of code because we don't need to do anything absolutely insane. So what we're doing then is, let's see, link 800. So it's in here, and then I guess it'll just spam exes in there, because we've got 3, 6, and then this is really the battleground here. So we could just have them just fill this up. In fact, even if we filled this registry, then the nuke never goes off and we're safe. Although 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. No, we can't fill it. We actually can't, because we've got 4 exes basically to play with here. So that'll just never happen. So really there's no point, because we're going to send 2 in. We're going to send 1 from either side. So we could have it make 1, actually. We could just do REPL, and we'll call it rep hold. So it'll just make its own, and we can have rep spawn kind of do the same thing. No, we won't have it do the same thing. But mark rep hold, and this thing, when it's born, will just sit there and wait for a thing over the channel which it will never receive. But that is totally fine, because it can just sit there and just do nothing, and that's all we need it to do in there until it gets blown up. So that's great. That'll work just fine. The spawn one, though, needs to link 800 and then link 800 again, because it needs to come from here. It's going to be born here, go here, and then move into here. And then it needs to do kind of its own rep nuke step, but instead of a link 800, it needs a link -1. So we just have to write out We'll call it, I don't know, rep nuke 2, I guess. Just write it up here. Mark rep nuke 2. Electric Boogaloo. And this one will just link -1. Oh, and this thing can reuse the rep hold. Yeah, rep hold. Oh, right, actually, and we want... The other problem is... not repel, it's repel. Rep hold. There we go, and that's all one word. Okay, so once it does that, we need it to... wait, the rep nuke one... Yeah, no, repel, rep hold, and then we need that one to actually jump back into... Ooh! That's a problem. Because then we don't want it to link again. Once it does that... Well, actually, you know what? Rep hold can be... Repel... Rep hold. It can just make more of itself. Just perpetuate. Yeah, that works. So this will do that. And then jump into rep hold. That's what we'll do. There we go. So it'll make another one and then jump into here and just like, it can just cycle out in there, which is great. Great for us. Rep spawn is going to do that, do rep nuke 2. Oop. And then jump back into that step. Rep spawn. Because we want this to kind of... Oh, no, we don't. Ew. That's a problem. We need it to... Because we need this to kind of like... We need the rep nuke 2 thing to kind of basically happen constantly. Like this one. So I guess we have to come up with a nuke down too, don't we? Or just... No, it's just more rep spawn, I guess. Mark... rep... spawn 2. It's a bit dirty, but whatever. What's this going to do? This one is just going to be our holding pattern, isn't it? Yeah, because it's already linked. So it will just create rep nuke 2. In fact, why do that here when I can just do this? I can just jump into... Oh wait, that's... Oops. Oh, crap. No. Let's see. So this does that, it does that, rep spawn does this, and then, and then it just falls through. That's actually kind of better anyway. So, actually, I don't want rep nuke 2 to fall through as well, so we're going to cut that, put that here, because that falling through just, like, works beautifully. It saves us. It saves an instruction. And it's like, even though I know we got oodles of room for instructions, like, let's try and still, like, not be sloppy. So, rep spawn does that, and then it falls into here, where it makes another one of these, and then, well, actually, because this is the parent, so I want I don't want, so rep spawn, well, rep spawn does that, and then it falls into here, and then I want it to, like, yeah, basically not fall anywhere else. I want it to just, like, repeat this step forever. And then everything else it makes, though, can fall into here and then, like, hold, and that's great. This is a lot of work for this little exer. But, I mean, we haven't coded this yet, because we've only got here and here now. We need to work on this. So... And, I mean, we're pretty confident this will never, like, the NPC will never issue a kill instruction. Except for the nuke. The one thing we know it's going to do is it's going to go after the nuke, like, basically every time. And that's fine. We're going to let it take an instruction copying values over to there. And we will just focus on conquering the map. So Exper is going to the bridge. So once it's here, we need a loop called rep. We'll call this one back road, because that's where it's sending. So it will. Well, yeah, no. Rep will, and it will create a thing called rep road as well. Whatever. So this will do rep road, and it will just jump back into back road. So that'll just repeat indefinitely. And then this one will link 800, and then we may as well have it try and take here, because why not? So link 800, and then we want it to sit in there and basically then create its own. Yeah. Well, no, why? Because we're not getting any points for this, so why not? Why are we going to try and take it? That's stupid. We could just we just fill up back road. That's probably the best way. Yeah, and just have them kind of hold here. That's cool. So it will do that, and then we'll just do a rep hold step. We'll just copy this. So it'll link 800. So it'll go in here, and then do rep hold, and then fall through and hold. That's great. Cool. That works. And we can kind of just copy this. Kind of like here. More or less. Like, yeah, it uses basically the same code, but instead of calling it back road, we'll call it overpass. Because that's where we're going. And then rep road can stay the same. And then that can stay the same. So all that logic is good. Okay. Well, let's see how we do. So we go into here. And then we start filling up. Oh, and look at that. We're already kind of taking more points, which is nice. And then we've kind of filled up here. And we're kind of filling up here. But we're sending exes out. And, oh, and they're getting way more points. Why are they getting way more points? They're getting like, what? Wait, we're not getting any new points. Oh, do you have to like... Do you only get points for every host you enter? So if you occupy... you occupy more hosts than your opponent. Why are we not... Oh, because we've hit our storage limit. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so we actually... No, you know what then? Actually, hold on. We still want to spam here. We still want to try and send exes into here. That movement is good. But these ones only need to create more or less one exit each. Like, there's really no sense in trying to make more exits. So instead of doing... So we just need to change up our logic. We'll change it on this one and we can fix it on this one. So we do that, which does this, which then does this, which then we can just have not creating more of itself. Well, no. Yeah, no. Instead of going to rep hold, it'll just fall through. And then it can just sit there and do nothing. That pretty much, yeah. We don't have to fix a lot. We can just copy that to here. And we save some code, which is great. And that allows this to kind of focus on... It allows us to focus our attention on here. So... For summary... Oh, because these are still... Yeah, okay. Alright, because, yeah, we're still spamming this. Alright, because we only need one in here. We only get... Yeah, so once we've done this, we can just jump to rep hold. And we can do that here. So instead of jumping to overpass, it'll jump to rep hold. And it can just do that. So once we've created our exes, Yep. Then we're left with the room, but they're still getting more points. Okay, so they are having a crack at our spawn, but so are we. Okay. We seem to be picking up some points, but not a lot. Okay, so I think these ones do matter, because it's just about more hosts in general. So what are they doing? Yeah, they're rushing straight for. Okay, so we do need to take these. So we need to take 3, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, okay. Alright. Okay. So we need this one to link 800. Link 802. Link 800. We're just gonna have it run straight there. And then hold. Actually, you know what? We'll put a rep hold step in here, just so we know it's like kind of sitting there and moving and grooving. Okay. And then we need another one that basically does the same thing on the other side. So that's going to go to there, and then it's going to go. No, we're going to skip that step, and we're going to take that. And okay, now there's a lot of traffic in here. I think what we can do is the order can be changed by just moving our exits around. So if I do this, and then I do this, does that mean D and E move first? Well, D's got to travel further, so I want that one to go. No, B is still going first for some reason. Okay. You know what then? We're gonna put in some steps. So Exa, this one basically can just sit for and do nothing for a couple steps. Like, that's totally fine. In fact, actually, we're gonna have we need to control traffic now. We got a lot of exits that need to go through one door. So B also can kind of just sit and do nothing for a couple steps. And that's all good, because we want these two to move first. So they're rushing the base. Oh, and that's bad. We're still not quite able to get into there. So what we might do then is we have those go. And then, okay, so we still need to control traffic, but we need, I think Exa, this one needs to go next. So we're going to add some extra no steps to B and C. And it's not quite working. Is it? We're getting points now. In fact, we're getting lots of points. In fact, that is working. That's working surprisingly well. That's working incredibly well. That's insane. Hang on, because what are we at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they've got 1. If we assume, okay, hang on a minute. Let's assume that these are worth 0 points, because I think they are worth 0. So if we go 1, I think these are worth points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and they're at 1, 2. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then the deciding factor has to be here, unless. Yeah, it's got to be, because they've got an exit in here, we've got an exit in here, and we've got exits in here too. But we're sending 2 into here, so maybe that's got something to do with it? No, we're not sending any exits in here. In fact, we're full. We're full of exits. What the? Yeah, because wait a minute, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we've only got 5 to play with. But somehow, that's giving us all the points. So, is it because there are times like this where we're not occupying, where we've got more, maybe? Because we got there? Maybe these do count for points. That means we've got 1, 2... Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are worth points. Being in here is a good idea. Okay. Alright. Apparently that works. Let's go full YOLO and see what happens. Okay. Oh boy. Epilepsy warning. That nuke is crazy. Hey, Cetrus, what's up? I didn't think they were worth points, but somehow, with that strategy, I'm trying to figure out where the points are coming from. Oh, so it really is about, it really does come down to, like, sheer numbers as well in a host. Okay, right. So at this point, alright, so that's 1 each. So, are these worth points? Like, is it even remotely worth me going for them? Because if it isn't, I can, honest to God, like, save a few exes and, like, redirect them elsewhere. But it seems like they are, so, yeah. You occupy a host if there are more your exes than others. Okay, so it really is... Okay, so it really is a numbers thing. So, wait, that means that they've got this one. That's 0. So, hang on a minute. That's 1. Well, let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 0. And so their score. Okay. Oh wait. So that means that their score is then 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3. At this stage, and they're getting a point. Okay. So then now, wait, so that means I've got 1, 2, 3 points. And we've got 1, 2 points. Right. Okay, but it seems like they're not... Oh, I see, but then we move into the overpass, so they only get first 5 points. Then we move into the overpass, and that gives us a free point, because they're not going in here at all. And in fact, they've basically abandoned the back road, so that's 2 points right there for us. And then we've got a 3rd point here, and 4 points here. And then that zeroes out. That's a point for them. And that's a point for them. But that zeroes out. So then that's it. So they've only got 1, 2 points. Out of our 1, 2, 3 points. Okay. That's how we're getting the points. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, and this is, like, still replicating, and that's cool. So that zeroes out, but now that's 1 point. That's 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So the secret sauce for this is the overpass and the back road. If you hold those... I mean, you sprinkle out your exes. You go for one of these... And then you make sure that you've got people, basically you want to hold the back road and the overpass and just sprinkle everybody else out and like kind of have this getting topped off. And that seems to be the secret to winning. Okay, I don't fully understand what I did, but I did it. And apparently it works. Well, actually, let's speed through it. Wow. Look at that. Wow, okay. Not only did that worked super well. My God. Okay. Ooh, that's a flashy one. Okay. Probably won't use that one. That's a... yeah, no, I'm not vibing on that. Okay, return to desktop. What does Ember have to say? So you're officially the best now? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like saying that. That's not... Nope. I don't think that's... Nope. Not really. Sure you are. Have some pride. You're one of the best at what you do. I mean... Okay, alright, inflate my ego a little more there, why don't you, Zach? Go on and take a compliment. Look, there's a difference between, like, compliment and hubris. Like, am I definitively the best? No. Well, I don't know, therefore it's not worth assuming that I am. And that's it. Like, no. There's a difference between, like, a compliment and, like, brown-nosing, and you're kind of, like, bordering here a bit, Ember. I still need your prefrontal cortex lit up. It's lit. It is lit, fam. It is about as lit as it... No, it's not. It's not as lit as it gets. The more lit it gets, like, the less my prefrontal cortex gets useful. So, like, we're at the sweet spot for how lit my prefrontal cortex is. We're right where it needs to be. We've got to tune like an engine. And flooded with dopamine. No, see, you really... Yeah, no. Look at people on heroin. Or any other kind of drugs. That's not... Yeah, no, having it flooded with dopamine is not a good thing. You don't want too much. You can have too much of a good thing. Alright. Meeting with Ember 2. What? Oh, hang on, we got some chats. And then we're gonna deal with this. What's this? Oops, got me too. Oh, it's Selenium Wolf, right. That's some nice Exa programming there. Sure. Good to have you back, Moss. Even though you don't say anything, it's fine. I get it. Why say anything when you can make your presence known in other ways, right? The best ones are the ones nobody knows. That's some real Zen stuff. Moss, huh? Never mind. Oh, that's Nivers. Right, so yeah. Nivers is like, wait a minute. Is Moss my next door? Is she just putting two and two together? Did she not know our name? Well, no, she wouldn't, because Moss is like a screen name. So, like, why would she know that name? So obviously she wants to learn more about programming, and if she thinks, oh wow, this Moss fella is like real hot Drake, on a board, as you would say in Shadowrun, then maybe Nivus will get in contact with us through the interwebs and say, hey, can you teach me your hack fu? And I'll be like, yeah, bro, just like come through. Like, I'm literally right next door. But meeting with Ember 2, hold on. Is Ember 2 about to take physical form? No. Okay, it's just a cut. Wait, it's a cut scene, which means it's... Okay, so it's going to be... Okay. All right. I thought we were going to get a knock on the door, and Ember was just going to, like, walk in and be like, what's up, fam? So I got a buddy, and I'm moving in. Like full like bicentennial man or something. Oh my god. Alright, here we go.
Now I have supercomputing power.
Sure do.
Is it feeling good? It feels the same. I'm handling a lot more information now, but other than that... Funny. It's progress, at least.
Progress is good? I don't know. I feel like we've entered we've given an AI the task of making paperclips. I don't know if you've heard that kind of like, there was a game, I think it was a little mini game, and it was like basically just designed to like kind of highlight like that as a logic problem. And basically like, let's say you have an AI that runs a paperclip factory. And the AI is rewarded for making, for increasing its output every year, just like increasing profit or whatever. Well, what if the AI gets it in its head that like the best way to do that is to kind of like turn everything into paper clips, not just little pieces of aluminium, but it goes, why does paper clips have to be made out of aluminium? Let's make them out of human bones. Let's make them out of leaves and trees, and like basically like consumes the planet, all in the to satisfy like 2 lines of code. So progress can be good, but progress can also be really bad. All right. So progress toward what? Yeah, like I suppose you got to have a goal. What do you want to do?
Toward knowledge.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is power.
All the data I've gathered so far is beginning to hint at a larger picture.
Okay.
Why is the world the way it is?
That's one of the big ones.
Why does it feel so frustrating and limited?
Yeah, that's a big question.
I think I have a theory.
Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first person or entity to have a theory on that.
A good one. It explains a lot.
That's what everybody says.
I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, though.
Okay.
We have to test it first.
All right. Okay, that's a bit scary. U.S. government. Okay. Oh, here we go. Hydroponics wishes last stop was still around. Yeah, I miss Peanut Blast. Nothing else is really the same. Where am I going to get my snacks? Peanut Blast, the only snack that could tame X10's angry soul. Now that it's gone, we're screwed. Shut up. See what I mean? I didn't realize the whole thing had closed down. I just figured that, like, you just get rid of the crazy culty people and you just, like... I mean, it was still a chain of convenience stores. Like, how bad could the business have been? Were they literally, like, propping them up? Like, was it really just a front? Was they just a cardboard veneer? Because, like, even like, organized crime, like, has legitimate businesses that, like, do well outside of, like, the crimey stuff because they're designed to cover up the crimey stuff. But you can't cover up the crimey stuff if the actual business isn't actually doing anything. Okay, wow. Alright, so they were just really bad then. Huh. Okay. What? US government, what are we doing here? FEMA genetic database. Access a governmental DNA database and overwrite one entry with another. Oh, here we go. I think this is the thing Cetris, you and Kronos were talking about yesterday. It's like, am I up to here? This looks like the DNA manipulation thing that y'all were talking about, that you want me to do. Okay. Alright, so we found the... I think this was talked about, actually, in the chat earlier as well. Somebody was like, there's a top secret US database with all the DNA. Yeah, that's the DNA level. Alright, here we go. Let's do the DNA level. How do you think people would react if they knew their elected officials didn't represent their interests? Probably the same as they do right now. Yeah, I think most people already feel that way. Think so? That's the subject of our experiment today. We're going to make people believe their leaders are genetic clones of each other. Excuse me? Do you want to know the truth or not? It takes a certain amount of courage. Good thing there's a centralized government DNA database. I wonder who thought that was a good idea. You plant the evidence and I'll take care of the rest. Right. Okay, cool. The FEMA genetic database. Oi. Yes, of course, because it's set in the 90s. Back when people thought FEMA was like a big scary organization. Before Hurricane Katrina. Okay. Yeah, right. So this is like classic like Deus Ex gimmicks. Alright. So what do we need to do? Overwrite the genetic sequence of Senator Walker Kane Jr. with the genetic sequence of President Walker Kane so that it looks like the younger politician is actually a clone of the older politician. Nepotism aside. The names of these two politicians are available in File 300. Cool. Note that you may need to overwrite a data chunk with another data chunk from the same file. For more information, see Accessing Data and Legacy Storage Systems and the... Oh, they're hard drives. Ew! We haven't done hard drives, I think. We did tape storage, which was a little tricky, but not super tricky. Like, tape storage was just sort of like, you know, ring-a rosy sort of a thing. So, obviously, there's a trick to doing hard drive stuff. Because, I mean, on the surface, just on the surface of it, it really doesn't. It looks like you go in there, you grab the file, and you do your business. But maybe hard drives have, like, a finicky way of doing things? Ooh, okay. Oh, right, these are all, yeah, genetic sequences. Okay. Oh, I see, but they don't have names in them. Right. Okay. So, Mr. Walker, that's file 200, but which file? Wait, where is that file 200? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh, I see. So you've got to grab one of these, find the name, and that's got... What are all of these then? Are these all... Hang on. So let's just look this through. So, okay, so it is that straightforward. You just grab the file and do your business. That's what I thought. That's why I'm like, accessing data and legacy storage systems. I'm actually just curious what the flavor text is, though. I just want to know what that is. Let's see. Accessing data and legacy storage systems. Hard drive arrays. I just want to have a quick look-see at their flavor text. Let's see. Razer hard drive still used today for certain applications because they store file data across multiple drives, plus are in right. They're also more complex to access than a single drive. Within the array, each drive is typically mapped to its own host and contains up to 10 files, starting with file ID 200 up to 209. Each file will contain 100 values divided into 10 chunks of 10 values. Oh, okay. So I think should contain a table of all backup. Okay, so I think the one trick is basically like where stuff is located on. Like, okay, so this is the lookup table for that drive, and if we imagine if the drive is a spinning disk, this just tells you where on that disk the relevant information is, and it's over in these bits. But none of these line up to an exact file value here, so I'm guessing that we have to do some maths on this to find the exact one. I think that's what they're getting at. Hang on. So the first file in the first drive should contain a table of all backup entries. Oh, wait. Oh, it's in a drive array. Oh, I go to that one. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. They're in RAID. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. No, I'm glad I looked at the flavor text. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated, but not too much. Yeah, the file's split into pieces, and it's split across multiple drives. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what it has to say. Yeah, but in the drive array, each entry consists of the entry's name, followed by the addresses of the chunks storing that array's data. Okay. A chunk address is a number between 100 and 999 that points to a chunk located somewhere in the drive array. The first digit indicates the drive that contains the chunk, right? The second digit indicates the file that contains the chunk. Ah, I see. Okay. Yep. And the final digit indicates the location of the chunk within the target file. Mapping up to offsets 0 through 90. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it narrows down. So you go. So it's yeah. Okay. So it's sort of like you've got your state, your city, and your house, sort of a thing. All right. Okay. So yeah, you got the drive, then which file on the drive, and then where on that file the information starts from. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you go drive 5, grab file, yep, and offset 70 and read the next 10. Wait, hold on. Okay, so... Oh, and the size of a chunk is 10 values. Okay, that's an important piece of information. Right. Okay. So each of these is... So the first one, let's just figure this out, is 540, which means it's on drive 5 in file 204, 40 values in. So there, and then we have to offset 40, and then the 10 chunks in that file there is what we want. Oh, crap. Okay. Oh, boy. Because that just all looks like gibberish to me. So it's not even like, my brain can't even like see a pattern. So it's not even like I can sort of go, okay, roughly here's where that chunk would be, just so I could like visualize it better in my head. Okay, cool. So, I suppose... I can kind of visualize it, yeah. No, I understand the chunk bit. Oh, wait, hold on. I see what you mean. Oh, no, it's the offset is 0. Sorry, for 540, isn't it? That's what they mean. That's, yeah. Did I mess that up? Yeah. Okay, so if it's a 0, the offset is... if the offset is 0, is that... Yeah, because that's a tens value, if you imagine it's a tens value, yeah. So that's an offset of 90 for 319, offset of 50, but that's an offset of 0. Okay, so it's actually, in here, in 204, it's these first 10 values. Okay, yeah, all right. That's cool. Okay, cool. All right. So, how do we get the exes to do that? Well, I suppose... And each file has 100 values. Cool. Yeah, that makes... Yeah, 10... Yeah, that makes... Yeah, it would have to. That's the only way that kind of a system would work. So let's see. So what we need to do... So I reckon, kind of the best way to do this would be to make a complete copy of President Walker's DNA sequence. Just write that into a separate file that, just for our purposes, we get it all off the drives, and then we have that, and then we can just move through that on Walker Kane, on Kane Jr. So I think the first Exa, I think their whole job should just be kind of dedicated to telling us where stuff is. But are these always going to be the same? Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah. So, and each genetic sequence is 10 chunks of 10. Is it? I'm pretty sure it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. That means we don't have to have a counter. We could, well, we know this is going to happen 10 times, basically. And we can figure out how we measure that later. But we know we're going to do that. That's cool. So I think this first Exa, we need this name, for sure. We need to find President Walker Kane as, like, the first thing. We just got to go, like, right the way through this and find that name. But is it worth bringing the file with us? Because then we can use the same Exa to grab Junior's name and just do the exact same thing. Because I think this first Exa is just going to sit in here. It's never going to leave drive 1. But I'm just worried about filling up the host. But that being said, though, when we grab that file, we're going to occupy there. This will occupy there. And if there's an Exa also in here, it can grab a file here. But we're not having it... See, memory limitations start to come into play here. Although... Well, let's get this one. Let's make a thing that finds the name first. Let's do that. So it's going to grab 300. And we want to copy F to X because we want just the very first name. And then we're just going to drop it for now. We might bring it with us later, and that's okay because then we can just delete that and just keep everything else, and it'll require some slightly more modification, but other than that, it's fine. And then it needs to link 800. Usually we do that as our opening gambit, but not in this case. And then we're going to link 801. Is that going to be the same every time? Should be. Yeah. That's what I thought. All right. So I'm going to link 801. Cool. That's cool because that makes navigation really easy. So that's nice. That's helpful. Because I suppose this Exa would probably have to do all the swizzing as well. Because we're going to have to swizz, I reckon. Because we have to send... Because whatever Exa we send off to, like, go and find information... oh my god. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. We have it replicate. So, okay. All right. Hang on. So we do this, and we got this. And then we say, okay, copy that. I don't know if we want to keep this the whole time. We probably don't, actually. Once we found it, it doesn't matter anymore. We can copy that into an X register or whatever, replicate the exa, and then the X is born with that value, and then it can do all of its swizzing and just be like, okay, so the first thing I need to do is go to drive 5. And it knows it's in the first drive, so maybe we have it, actually, you know what, maybe we just have it link out every single time, like right at the beginning. So it starts out in here, and then we have it do its swizzing and stuff, just to make that step easier. If it needs to jump back, it's like, okay, it adds an activity, but whatever. Like, it makes that a lot more consistent. Although, if it does need to be in here, we can just do a whole skip of like a whole bunch of logic. Not really. So, nah. Just make it. We'll just have it start out here. That's just more consistent. It adds to our activity, but whatever. So, but that's further ahead than where we're actually at with our code. So we do that, we enter in here, and then we grab 200, because now we need to kind of do a loop. We need to mark a search. And I think this loop's only going to execute, well, it'll execute twice, but we're just going to keep it really like generic. We're not going to have everything happen in the search. Like, we're not going to have it moving through and sending this data in this same loop. We'll break that out into a separate loop. All right. So first thing we're going to do is just keep it simple. Test if f is equal to x. That's literally all that needs to be. And if it's false, jump into search. And it can just move us away on through. And even though for this first test, it's like right here, for the second test, it is all the way down the bottom, which is great. Actually, I might leave it on test 2 just to make sure that that search parameter works. Well, actually, we can do that right now. Just go here, grab file 200, and then test if f equals x, and it doesn't. So then it's just going to move on through. Sweet. And then it'll eventually go ping, and then run out of instruction blah. Cool. All right, well, that works. Sweet. So that's going to do that. And then once it's found where it needs to be, it's going to fall through into another loop. So how do we want to handle this? I know I said I want to replicate the exit, but what I'm wondering is like what the best way to how to execute that. Because what I'm thinking is, once we find the name, actually, what happens when we find the name? It does move along. Cool. That's actually really, really helpful. Okay, so then we move on through, and we'll create another, I don't know, what do we call this? Send, basically. No, because I do want that as a loop, but I want something to happen before that point. Basically, I want to replicate the exit before that point and then go into this loop. Which I guess I could just put in here. Yeah, there's really no reason why not. So we'll have it go REPL, and it will have a rep seek, and that's gonna like go through the array and look for all the chunks. Ooh. Okay. Because this will all work for finding Kane Sr.'s DNA, but it won't work for replacing Junior's DNA, because we'll just end up with 2 files both with genetic sequences in them. And we don't need 2. We need 1. I want to have 1 just to like have it broken out from this. See, it says you may need to override a data chunk with another data chunk from the same file. And if we have, like, what I was thinking was, yeah, okay, so that tells us that we have to break it out into its own step. We have to break grabbing Kane Senior's DNA into its own step, because if the thing we want to write, and the thing we want to read and the thing we want to write are in the same chunk, two exes can't manipulate the same file at the same time. So if we just have the exes go through and grab Senior's DNA, then it doesn't matter if there's the same chunk, like if the chunk we want to write to is in the same file as the chunk we just read from, because there's only ever going to be one exa reading a file at a time. So that's fine, with the exception of file 200, but that's fine. Yeah, okay, so we do have to break it out into its own step. But that does mean that this is not quite as... Yeah. So... So I keep search. We can keep that, because that can work across both. But then we need... And we need to figure out a way of dealing with... Well, let's just get the... You know what? Let's just get the information. And once we've got it, then we'll figure it out. So, we'll just... Yeah, so it'll go there. It'll make this thing. And then that'll be here. Mark rep seek. We'll probably rename that as well. And then this will fall into here, which is great, because this is our like loop for like moving through this. Now, I reckon kind of the best way to do it is to instead of just having it like, instead of having a counter that like counts up and stuff like that, or having, you know, copy 10 to T and then counting down, we know we have to execute the same set of instructions more or less 10 times. Like, all this exa is going to do now is just send over these addresses, and then we'll have the exa that it replicates handle all of the maths on figuring out where it needs to go. Because yeah, we'll just break that out into its own thing. So I'm thinking we just do this as a macro, like rep 10. Like it needs to, we know it needs to do this 10 times. And that'll be, it needs to copy F to M, because it'll send that and then move along. That's cool. And then it kind of needs to wait until it gets a signal back saying, give me the next chunk. But because we're going to just repeat this 10 times, we don't need any special code to say that. We can just have it do this. We can just have it send literally anything. It doesn't matter. So we'll just void M. So you can just sit there and wait for something else to come in. And then once it receives a thing, it will just do that again, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of all that needs to do, I think. And it just does that 10 times. Wait, is it 10? Because it'll be 0. Wait, hold on. It might need to be, we might need to revise this number, but that's about it. Because it'll start here. I'm just going to have rep seek just temporarily, just like, basically, just like throw away data for now. We're just going to have it do that and then jump back into do this. We'll just have that just so we can test if this is going to work, move all the way through. So we do this, we do this, we do this, and then we have it go copy F to M. Oh, but it's not going to work because it needs to get something back. So we send that and then copy whatever. Okay, now we test. So we're going to here, and then it's going to send a thing. That worked. It gets the thing back, sends the thing. And that's, so by the time we get to here, that is the very last number. Sweet. And then it's going to get a number back to say, okay, we're done. And by that point, we then need to have it grab the next file, the next name. And how we're going to do that, I don't know. But that's a problem for future John. Because right now, I want this to do a thing. So, okay. What's it going to do? Well, it's going to need to do a lot of maths. And it's going to be born with that in its X registry. And it's sort of like, I could make this 9 by just, like, having this, like, copy that straight off the bat so it just knows what to do immediately. Oh, wait, actually, first thing it needs to do... Well, meh. No, because we just add... Yeah, no. We're not saving instructions doing it that way. So, never mind. First thing this thing needs to do, though, is it's going to copy M into its X register, because that's going to fill its X register anyway. And then it's going to link -1, and then so that we start out here, and then we can do all of our business. So... I'm gonna kind of break this out into like 3 different loops. So the first loop will be there won't be loops, but I'm going to break it down into 3 separate methods. We'll have a drive method, a file method, and then an offset method. And hopefully, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. So, Mark, we'll call this rep drive. So, where in the array it needs to go, and it will swizz. Does it swizz like that? Yep, so it'll swizz. I can never remember the proper way of writing out a swizz. This is, oh god. I should know this by now. I've done this like 1,000 times. Let's see. It was, yeah, right. Yeah, it's 3, and you write it into a thing. So, we want the value of the first operand using the value of the second. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, we want a swizz x, and we want the hundreds, because we've got 540, so we want that value first. And we want to write that into t, because we want to preserve the x register for now, because we want to constantly kind of refer back to it for our next set of addresses. Okay, so we do that. Then we're going to add 2x 800. Oh, no, we're not going to add, no. Sorry, t 800. I was like, we're not going to do anything with the X register. Immediately proceeds to do something with the X register. No. So that's what we want. And we're going to add that 800. So that gives us, for 540, we're going to have a 5, add 800 to it. That gives us 805. Sweet. Link T. Should then put us right into the right drive. Cool beans. Then we're going to mark... We could probably get rid of these because that's technically an instruction, but just bear with me. For now, I'm going to do this. I like having them written out as methods. It's just easier for me to keep track of where everything is. We'll clean it up at the end. Okay, so this will mark as rep. We need the file number, so file, rep file. Okay, and this one will do another swizz of x, but this time we need the second value, and I'm going to write that into t. And then we just, it's the same gimmick. We just add 200 to that. So add to t 200, write that back into t. And then grab t. Bang! That'll grab us the correct file. So in this case, it'll be 204, which is that one right there. Sweet! Cool. And we can actually reuse this for when we're looking for junior stuff. So we're kind of writing a lot of recyclable code right now, which is really, really nice. Because this whole process has to be done for that too. So that is really nice. Okay. So once it grabs it, then we need to know what our offset is. So we'll call this rep offset. Because I don't want to call it rep seek because we've already got seek up here. But You know what? No, let's not call it that. We'll call it find, because technically this is going to be a secret step, and I don't want to like confuse myself. So this will be, find. So it'll find the drive. Yep. What do we want? Address. This is just making sure that I understand that it's literally only me that's going to be reading this code. Like nobody else is ever going to come back and look at this code, but it's good. It's a good habit to have to not make spaghetti code. That would make which is a thing I learned from my high school IT teacher when he taught me programming. When he taught us like idiots programming. He taught us Visual Basic, and that was like the number. Like basically, he was like, I don't really care how much you actually learn in this class. The one thing you really need to know is don't write spaghetti code, because that's really bad. So here I am 10 years later, and I still remember that. So there we go. I don't remember your name, but I remember that. God, he was a solid dude. I think I've talked about him before on the stream. He's great. Hope he's doing okay. He probably is. That man was indestructible. like just nothing could get him. All right. So now we just need to do the rep seek step, and that we just do another swizz. So we need to swizz the value of X, but we just need the first value, and we write that into T. And then we just seek T. We don't have to do any adding to that. Oh no, we do. We technically. Ooh, hang on. Do we need to do some maths to that seek step? Just because. So. Yeah, okay. So to offset 0 through 90. So we need to kind of add a little extra test, and that's a problem. Not really. I mean, not really. We do need to be a bit more careful here. We can't just do seek T, because if it's 0, that works great. But if it's supposed to be 10, because it's a 1 in there, then we needed to add 10 to it. Oh, that's a problem. No, it's not. We just have to add an extra swizz step, because we could change so instead of, if we added 10 to 9, you get 19. That's not where we want to be. We want 90. So what if we swizzed it again and put, so we grab that 1, we got that, we want that, and then we swizz the value of T, and then we need to do another mask. Oh god. Means I have to scroll all the way back to there. Because this is we're doing some funky manipulations now. Ooh, we're getting into it. So, basically, I want to put a 0 on the end. And if it's already 0, it'll just come out 0, and that's fine. It automatically kind of accounts for 0. Oh, and you can just put a 0. Oh, that's sick. So we can just do, as the mask, that, and that moves our first number. So let's say we are doing this one. So that moves the 9 into the 10s column from the 1s column and adds a 0 next to it, and that would make it 90. But if it's still 0, it doesn't matter. It just all equals 0, and that's dope. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's really nice. We don't have to do any tests or jumps or anything. We're just adding a 0. Nice. I think that's what that's saying. Yes, that is exactly what that's saying. It's saying we're taking this and adding a bunch of zeros to it. Yeah. Or you can do that in reverse. That's sick. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that works. According to the Exa language reference guide, which you can't see. I created a whole thing last stream so that y'all could see the manual, but I can only get issue 2 up. I can only get one issue or the other up, and I figured because this far into the game, we need issue 2, and then it's like, you need issue 1. I'm like, oh. And I would have to like completely redo that, and that would be a whole pain in the bum. So, yeah, sorry about that. But hopefully, like, maybe the next puzzle, we need something in issue 2 of the magazine. That'd be cool. All right. But we need to finish off this code. So, next thing we need to do is seek T. Oh, that's clean. Oh, that's clean. I like that. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I'm proud of that one. That's my favorite one, Rep Seek. That's my favorite bit of code. You're not supposed to take favorites, but that's my favorite. No, it's not the cleanest in the world, but I mean, but by my standards, that's pretty dang clean. No, you're right. We could get rid of all of these because we're not jumping back into these. Like, we could get rid of this and save us some lines. I just did that for the purposes of like having it organized. But you would actually, you could literally just delete that and have it all happen in one thing. That's fine. We're going to do that at the end. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, you're right. Because we just need the last number, and we could just pull it out. You're right, we could save a line of code. I broke it out into 2 steps, and that's completely useless. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. There we go. Bye-bye. That's all we need. Because we grab that 1's value from X, we then add a 0 to the end of it, and write that into our T register. Sweet. I mean, we can technically write it into the X register, but I'd rather leave it in there for kind of like debugging purposes. Like if something goes wrong, we'll know where it was supposed to go, and if there's a flaw in this somewhere, which I mean, I highly doubt. But like, I feel like having some kind of like a debug, and we're not using the T register, so it doesn't matter. So why lose data that might be useful? No, but you're absolutely right, Cetrus. Oh my god, you're absolutely right. That's, yeah. I was close though. Can I get points for being close? Like, I feel like I did pretty good there figuring that out. Like, can I at least get points for that? Alright. So now that we know where we are, then, yeah. Thank you, Cetrus. Yeah, like, you know, I'm not going to get the full, I don't want the full 10 points. Okay, I didn't earn that. That's fair. But I got halfway there in the first try, so I think that's at least 5 points. Okay? I think 5 out of 10 is pretty dang good. I think I got 5 out of 10. Taxes. Yeah. Okay. So we know that each chunk is 10 bits of data. I think that's what it said. That is what it said. Let's go back. Is there any way I can like open... Oh, I can't open a second version of this. Because I would love to do that. That'd be great. I think I went too far. Yeah, I did. And each chunk is 10 values. That's what I thought. Okay. So now that we're here, I'm going to do another mark, and we'll call this rep, like, copy. And again, we'll probably delete this later, but whatever. Like I said, it's just for organizing. I could make it comments, but comments are like hard. Like you can see here, that's really hard to read. So instead of having these commented out, I'd rather just have it here. It makes it easy to see. Look, it's easy to read, easy to see with the highlights, and oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's really my only complaint, actually, is that stuff that's commented out is like hard to read. I'd rather like this be not grey, but like another color, like maybe I don't know what color you would change it to, but like blue maybe, or like something. I don't know how you would fix it, but like I'm not vibing on it being that kind of grey. It's kind of hard to read. I don't know how that appears on stream. Probably, no, it's about the same. Yeah, it's not great. So for copy, I think again, this just needs to happen 10 times. So we just do another macro. Like that. Just do another macro that then... Okay. But before we do that, actually, we need to copy it somewhere. And here's what I'm thinking. Here's kind of the thought I had for this. We'll have it create another exa. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. Because that'll do that every single time, and that's bad. We need... Okay, that's cool. We just need another exa. This exa, that's cool. This is the one that'll handle... No, that's a problem. Because... how do we communicate with it? Because... So what I want to do is basically have this exa, like the replicated exa, once it gets here, it'll just like mode itself into local. And then communicate with the other exa to transfer the files and stuff, and leaving this one to like just sit here and twiddle its thumbs. Just thinking about the best way to execute that. I don't want to make it a replicated exa, because otherwise we're going to have 10 files, and that's just as bad as before. That's stupid. Or is it? No, it's stupid. It's stupid because then we'd have to figure out which file is which. We have to organize it all, and that's a nightmare. No, I don't want to do that. No. Yeah, just because having 10 files would be great, because then we could just like grab a file, find its corresponding chunk, and just boom, and we know all of that. But organizing those files would be an absolute nightmare, and that's not something I want to do. Is figuring all that out, because that would be dumb. So, also because then we'd have to add a bunch of wipe steps at the very end as well, and that's stupid. Let's keep it nice and neat in one file. Just, how do we get that file? Okay, what if Exba sits in here, and then in this bit here, we get the address, and instead of linking T, we'll send that address over to the Exba so it knows which drive to go into, and that's all it needs. It just needs to know which drive to sit in. That's it. It doesn't need to do anything else until we send it data. So we can just do this. It'll make a file, and then actually we'll set. So it'll be set to local. We'll start local, and then it will copy M to X, and that will be the address. And it will just do a link X. So we'll just we won't send it the individual number and have it do maths. Like, why do the maths twice? Once this one does the maths, it'll just like send over the data. That's sweet. So what we might do, hang on. So it does this, and then it goes local, I think is the best way to do that. Then it does this, and then it copies T to M, and then it'll link T, and it'll just shoot on over, and this will do the same thing, and it will scooch on over, and then we can wipe out that X register, because we want to do some testing here just to say, no, we don't, because we're going to do something 10 times. We know that it's a known quantity, whatever. Anyway, we'll figure that out. But now at this point, once this is done, our X register is effectively open for us to get screwy with again. So may as well actually, yeah, I'm gonna just call this a loop. We'll call it mark right. Yeah, actually, yeah. And then this is going to happen 10 times, so rep 10 end, and no, I'm just going to keep with this. Like, if it might blow out our size, but if it does, then we'll mess around with timers and stuff, with counters and stuff. But I'd really rather not, because this is just so much cleaner. It's so much easier to deal with than timers. It's less testing and crap, and yeah, there's generally just less. There's less spaffing about, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so the right step though is just going to copy M to F. It's just going to do that 10 times, I guess. Yeah, once it does that 10 times, then it needs to Basically we need to do that step again. Actually, we may as well, mark. We'll call this address. We'll call it drive, actually, because that's all it needs is the drive, and then it'll do that. But once it's done that, once it's got its 10 entries, then it can just leave, I guess, and that's, they're all the same, -1. It's just then, how do we deal with putting the information back? I think we do need to have some kind of an algorithm to say, like, to send it to say, okay, we are writing something today, or we're reading something today. But that can happen, like, after that step, actually, because it's going to need to know what drive it needs to go in regardless. And it doesn't matter if we're reading or writing at this stage, so we may as well leave that alone. Let's get this first bit down, I think, because then I think we'll just have to add something here to, like, basically just a little bit of logic to say, to like get a code to say, okay, are we writing, or are we, like, are you gonna write to me or read to me? So read from me. Yeah. So anyway, we'll figure that out. But if it's writing, it does all of this, and then it jumps back into drive. Yeah. Like, that's all that needs to do. Jump drive. I think that bit of logic is pretty simple. No, we do need some logic before, because if it's gonna... No, we don't. No. Actually, no, we don't. Because then when we're ready to start writing, we'll need to start writing from the beginning of the file anyway. And then the file header won't move while it's, like, linking around and getting all this other stuff. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about trying to keep track of where we are in the file as we're, like, reading from that file after we've written everything in. But that kind of takes care of itself. So I think we're good. But this bit, it needs to copy, I guess just copy F to M. That's all that needs to do. Totally forgot we didn't write that in, figuring out what we need to do here. So we just need to copy F to M 10 times, and that's it for this. Yeah. Again, this is going to need to get more complicated, because, like, all of this will be the same for when we're copying information over, but then we need to know if we're going to be reading or writing at this stage, so we can't just have it, like, fall through. So we'll need to add something up here too. But that's okay, because we were going to need to do that anyway, because we need to write some logic for this, which we haven't done. So at this point, we do this, we mode, so we go local, and wait, where are we copying? Why are we doing it here? No. Oh wait, yeah, no, we do need to do it here, because that gives us when our hard drive is. Yeah, okay, no, never mind. So we've done that. Yep, that's cool. That's all fine. That should give us... Wait, rep copy. So once it's done that 10 times... Okay, so then we actually... we need to then set up for the next chunk. That's the thing we haven't done yet. How do we do that? That's going to take care of itself at the end, so that's fine. We don't have to deal with that. We just have to go back into global, because then we need to talk to this one up here and say, next chunk, please. And it doesn't care what it's going to get. I think we just... we do that. Hang on a minute. That does that. All right, because that's just going to do it 10 times. That's right. We send it the chunk, then it's just waiting for something to come back before it sends the next chunk. Right, that's how... Yeah. Okay, cool. So we go global, and then we just need to copy a number over, but because it's America, let's copy 1776. Oh, that's too many sevens. 1776, because that's an important year in American history. And we're going to copy that to M. Is it 76 or 75? No, 6, I think. Pretty sure it was 6. Oh, my dad won the prize in American history. He'd be so mad if I've screwed that up. All right. And then we just have to jump back into rep address. Yeah. Yeah, and that brings us back to here to do this whole song and dance again. Cool. Oh, no, that's bad. Because that is really only going to happen once. So actually... Ew. So starting in here is kind of a problem. Not really. Oh, no, not really. No, we just have to do this. We have to. We also have to link. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No. We'll stay in there because we're going to stay here because that does all of this, does this, and then it's going to do that, and then it's going to come back out into here anyway. Yeah. Okay. No, it all works. It all works. It's okay. I got a little scared. but we're okay now. We're back on track. Yeah. All right. So we do that, and that should just run 10 times. And then we have to figure out the next step. But let's just let that run, and then everything should blow up, and we should have a file. Oh, something died immediately. Oh dear. What's going on? What's breaking? That's trying to copy... That's trying to copy something into its X register. Okay. And this... What's this one doing? Did it not send... Wait, that file's got nothing in it. What happened? What the heck? So we go through all of this. Expa's just sitting there, sitting pretty. Yeah, that's happy, saying, okay, I'm waiting for things. That's cool. And then we look through the file. We found the right name. So we should just jump straight through. Yep, we did the rep seek. So we created our little clone. That's cool. Then we sent it that chunk. Oh. Numeric value required. Okay, that's where it's blowing up. Hang on. Oh, no. I want to go to here. Okay, so our rep seek, and I want to see what's going on here. Oh! That's the problem. This is going to the wrong thing again, because we changed the name. Rep address. That should now work. Yes. And now it's not, it's gotten, yep, now it's waiting for, yep, now it's waiting for something. Yep, okay. Cool. And then it comes back and it goes local, sweet, and then it does its swizzing. And it goes, cool, here's where we're going. We're going to 805. I'll see you in there. And it goes, cool, and then we're both in here. Cool. And the hard drive's now full, but we're not going to run into any limitation issues because we're just going to pick up a file. So actually, we're going to free up a slot temporarily. So then we do this bit. We go add 200. So that's 204. Cool. That is the correct file. Then we do that to seek for 0. Sweet. And we're not going to go anywhere. And then we're going to send over the data. Dope. And that's happening 10 times. Nice. Wait, is it? 1, 2, 3. If we've got 4 T's, we have a problem. Nope, we have 3 T's. We're good. Okay, so then it goes to global, and it says, give me that next chunk, and it goes, and then it comes back up to here. Yep, back up to here, and it goes, give me that next chunk. It goes, here's that next chunk, and then it comes, cannot move. Oh, we forgot to drop the file. Yeah, that's kind of important. That's kind of important. Okay, yeah. At the end of this, let's drop the file. Yep, that's kind of important. All right, let's get to here. Let's do this. Okay, so we do all of this. Then we drop the file. Yep, go global. Say, give me that next chunk. It goes, no worries, here's that next chunk. Come back out to here. Sweet. Go local. And does the whole song and dance again. Okay, so by the end of this one should have a full file. Everything should blow up and it'll have a full file. And that'll be part 1 done. Okay. So now that's gone through. Oh, right, and it just fell through. Oh, that's fun. We have to put something there anyway. Okay, but now Exba should have a file with, yes, look at that, 10 by 10. Very nice. Cool. Okay. So we just need to expand on our logic a little bit. What are we at? Is that going to tell us what we're at? Yeah, okay, so we're at 80. We're actually doing pretty good because we got 150 lines to write. And we're going to reuse some of our code. So hopefully we should be able to come in under 150. Or at 150. That's cool too. As long as we can put up a score, I'm like happy about that. So we've got part 1. We've got the genetic code. We got that now. That's good. Now we need to figure out how to put that in. So, but what we also need to do is actually, hang on a minute. So this is going to happen 10 times. And once it's happened 10 times, because it was just falling into here. So, okay, cool. Cool. This is where we're going to get out, because we need to get the next name as well. We need to get Junior's name. So what we're going to do is at the end of all of this, we're going to link -1. And we're going to do that twice, which is fine because we got oodles of room in here, and there's only going to be like 2 other exes just like having a gimmick in here, so that's fine. So we go back to our hosts. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. This is going to make it blow up. We need to drop the file. We need to drop file 200. Yes. And because we don't need to keep our place in it anymore because we actually need a whole different place, so like it doesn't matter. Okay, so we do this. Ooh, because this is going to infinitely loop. We need a way to break this loop, is the thing. Because this will work once. This will run through once, and it's fine, but we need to figure out a way to break the loop. Oh, yeah, we're keeping it because we've kept the president's name in the X register the entire time, actually. Yeah, so all we need to do is grab 300. Here's how we'll break the loop, right? So we'll grab 300. We will then test if... Oh, wait, so sorry. We'll grab 300. We're going to seek 1, and that'll move us to the second name. And then before we copy it... Wait, oh, crap. I lost my place. Here we go. Seek 1. And before we copy it, we're going to test if if F is equal to X. And if that's true, it'll jump to an end, which is where we will have it like basically initiate the clean house protocol. So mark end, and that'll be, we'll wipe the files and everything and halt and all that sort of stuff will happen here down here. Otherwise, we go into the right portion, which means we will copy... Oh, so we need to go back one because that'll have read it. So seek -1, and then copy... Yeah, no worries, Cetrus. You go buy some food, dude. That's all good. Enjoy the rest of your day, my dude. Or in the rest of your morning, because you get up pretty early to watch this. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your morning. Get some coffee, get some breakfast in you, my dude. All right, so we're going to copy M... No, not M. We're going to copy F to X. Yeah. Yeah, I probably will be. I'm going to be online. I'm going to be on for another, let's see, 40 odd minutes. A little under 40 minutes, probably 35 minutes. No, 30 plus 20, 30. Yeah, another 40 odd minutes. I'll be online. So yeah, I'll probably be offline when you come back. That's all good, dude. You enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. You kind of like saved me from like doing something stupid here, so that's great. But that's cool. You can check out the stream. You can check out the VOD like afterwards. It'll be up on Twitch. It'll just be sitting there. You can like fast forward and just like watch the rest of it and kind of like rage. Be like, oh my god, why did you do the stupid thing? John, you did all the stupid things. Because I wasn't there to tell you were doing the stupid things. Alright, so I'm gonna keep on moving. Let's see. So we do that, and that gives us the next name. So then we just have to like go all the way back. Actually, you know what? Why am I doing this twice? That's stupid. Let's put, because that's the same code. So we'll mark this as I don't know. Mark as, I don't know, name. Got name? No. Start? I don't know what to call that. Jump to start. Because then it can just sort of run through all of this again. Which is kind of cool. That actually is really nice. That puts us into that. And then we've got a break here as well. So that's really good. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alrighty. Okay. So that will put us into the right portion, but this exit kind of doesn't care because it just needs to grab chunks and send them off. So once that's happened, and it's done that 10 times, So now how do we initiate a write? Because this is just going to constantly jump back. Which is kind of fine. Maybe, oh, that's right. I was gonna put some comms in here anyway to say, are we reading or writing? To tell this one, are we reading or writing? So, because then it'll have read, which is more or less this, but like it will swap these two registers around. So I guess in here, yeah, we kind of planned for this anyway. What are we going to call this? I suppose read write. Yeah. And this is where we'll break this loop as well. Because I think the first thing we should do is... well, this needs to happen kind of regardless. So... Well, not really. No, it won't. Well, yeah. Well, once we're done, actually, that's what we need to do. We need to break the loop here because we will utilize, because this is where it's going to start back with every time. And once we've broken out of this loop, we need to then go to an end where we need to send over the kill code. So this will copy that over to M. Actually, hang on a minute. Because, oh yeah, we did drop that file and we did that. So that's fine. Oh, because we're sitting in the host here. So that's all good. Yeah, okay. So that sends over the kill code. Cool. So the way we break the loop is we do that right here, because we're not doing anything with our T register at the moment. No, we need to... Well, no, because we still need to do that, and we still need to do that. And then we need to do a test. Test if x is equal to that. And if true, jump to... Yeah, no, true jump to end. Yeah, no, it can do just the exact same thing. It can do the exact same thing. It can send 9999 over the M register as well, because then it just passes on the kill code and then blows itself up. So that takes care of that. And then this one, instead of just linking straight to X, needs to test if X is equal to minus 9999. And if true, jump to its own end, which will be here. And that will wipe the file it's holding and then halt. And that cleans it up. Okay, so now we just need to write in the right stuff. Yeah, okay. So we've broken out of our loops, and we've also built in a method of determining if we're going to read or write. Where is that going to happen? Okay, so it sends over, so it does this, and then it hasn't sent over the drive yet. It hasn't sent because we haven't done the drive maths yet. So we can move this, actually. Yeah, that's cool. So we can do all of this, and then we tell it if we're reading or writing. In fact, that doesn't even matter there, actually. No. We do this, and then we find out, are we going to read or are we going to write? Yeah, because this is only where it matters, is right here. So this still needs, that. So we're going to send it that, and then it's going to, but then it's going to fall through. So we don't want it to fall through. At this point, we want to have a read-write as well, because then that'll determine if we're going to jump into here or if we're going to, jump into a read. So actually, we need one to mark read. So we have a read and we have a write. So write's already done. So we need to have a read, which is basically this, actually. But instead of it being M to F, it's F to M. Ooh. Ooh, but how do we... But it's going to start at the end of the file, because once we've written everything in... Yeah. So maybe we just test... Well, we can just do a quick test EOF, actually. Yeah, we can. We can just put a quick test EOF right at the beginning. Test EOF. Actually, oh my god, we don't need to send a kill code. Well, we're going to anyway, because that just makes this easier. So we test EOF, and if do we want it to happen there? Yeah, we do, because otherwise this is always gonna fall true. And we only want to test it here. Yeah. But if it's true, we want nothing to happen. No, if it's false, we want nothing to happen. But if it's true, we need it to do things. Okay, so we do need a pre-read step, actually. So we need a pre-read. Test EOF, and if we are at the end of the file, we need to jump into our No. If we're not at the end of the file, it'll jump to here. Just go straight to read. Otherwise, we need to go back to the beginning of the file. Yeah. Cool. Because then it'll just skip that step once we've done this once. Yes. Cool. Well, actually, once it gets to the end of the file again, it'll actually do it again. No, it won't, because we're going to send the kill code long before then. So actually, yeah, that's fine. When it receives the kill code, it'll be good. It won't do this, so that's fine. Sweet. That's only going to happen once. Well, this step's only going to happen once. That's good. So read write. It needs to copy something into its X register, I guess, because we don't need once we have the drive, we can get rid of it. Yeah, once we've done all of this to it, we don't need it anymore. And then we need to test if it's a read or a write. So we need to come up with separate codes for that, I guess. I don't know. Probably just to keep it simple, maybe we'll send an 11 for read and a 22 for write. I don't know. Okay. Well, actually, no. Test if X is equal to 11. Because if it's an 11, it will, if true, jump to right. 11 will be right. No, we'll have it jump to read, actually, because this is read write instead of write read. So we'll keep it in that order. Actually, no, true, jump to pre-read. Yeah, otherwise, jump into write. Yeah, that works. And that can go, and that can just run all the way through. Okay, so now we just need to send that information here. The only problem is, this doesn't know whether it's reading or writing. There's no way for it to know. Because once it does all of this, then we need to tell it, are we reading or are we writing? But it still doesn't know if we're reading or writing. I think what we need to do actually, because all of this is only going to execute once, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So what we might do is build a counter and send it on back. And because this will tell us if we're reading or writing, because if we've copied everything over, if we do a quick counter, because this is only going to, oh no, wait a minute, because it's not going to go into here, because it's going to wait to get told. Oh, that's bad. The way I see it, the best way to determine if we're reading or writing is to check the size of the file that this one's holding. And if it's got a file with 100 pieces of data in it, which is 10 chunks of 10, then it knows that it's ready to start reading that data back, I guess. So yeah, actually, this step is going to be determined by this, actually. So we're not going to copy anything to our X register. We're not even going to do this. Actually, no, we're not going to do that at all. And we might not even. We don't even actually. No, we do need this step though. We do, but we don't need it as a pre-step. We don't actually need that. We do it into here. So we test for the end of the file. And if we're not at the end of the file... Yeah, if we're not at the end of the file, no, if we are at the end, actually what we need to do is if we are at the end of the file, oh no, that's not going to work. No, what we're going to do is we're always going to go to the beginning of the file and then copy F to X, add to T1, write that back into T, test end of file, and if we are at the end of the file, we then need to send over some information. So we can't have it just jump because we need to do something with add 1 to T. Actually, yeah, but I need this to loop. So if we're at the end of the file, so if we're not at the end of the file, it'll just jump into read, right? No, because that's going to do that. Well, hang on a minute. No, because what we'll do then is we're going to put that step there. Because we always want to go back to the end of the file because we always want to see how far into the file we are. No, we don't, because that makes reading a pain in the butt. Oh dear. Ooh, that's bad. Okay, hang on, because we're not actually doing anything. We're not actually doing anything with our T register. Actually, for the most part, we're not really doing anything with it. So what we'll do? Oh, but it'll no. This will work. Okay, hang on. So at the end of this, it'll do this, and then it will add to T1, write that back into T. And it's going to do that. Actually, no, it's not going to do that for read. It's going to do that for write, because that's the step that's going to happen first. So it'll do that, and then in here, it's going to copy T into X. Oh, but that's a problem, because the T register is going to get wiped out. Damn. Is there a way to get the size of a file? How big a file is? Communication, no. Miscellaneous, no. Yeah, okay. File manipulation. Seek, void, no. Drop, no. Wipe, no. Try at the end of the file, no. No, there isn't. I was going to say, if there's a way to test the size of a file, that'd be super helpful, but there isn't. Okay, because we're wiping our X register every time. So maybe we don't. Let's copy it into T. Oh, no, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad, because we need to do a test. We need to do a test. We are doing a test, and we're doing a test right here. To break our loop. Yeah. When we go into there. That's bad, because that means that counter's getting wiped out straight away, so none of this is going to work. Adding 1 to T. Actually, ooh. Oh, but we could, because all the data we're going to get are letters, they're keywords. So what we could do is, oh no, I don't want to do that actually. No, because this is going to happen at the end of every 10, and I don't want it to do that actually. Actually, maybe we just have the counter get built here, actually, and write that. To determine where we are in the file process. That's a problem. No, that's not going to work either. Because it's not going to preserve that. I still think reading that file's the trick. But what do? Yeah, see, that's not going to work. I think this still needs to determine where we are. So what? You know what? Maybe you know what we will do then, is we do that link to X, and then we'll do our, because then we've done all of our testing. So now we can just do anything we want with the T register in here. So we're going to. No, because if we're at the end of the file, it'll blow it up. Because we need to see how much data is in there. But if we see how much data is in there by like iterating through all the data, we then lose our place in that data. So, and we can't just do a test end of file beforehand, because if we test end of file and then have it like jump straight into write, that's not going to work either. Because then it will never flip. Because it's always going to be at the end of its file, because it's a brand new file. So, what do? And we can't just have it copy things, because it can't copy beyond the end of a file. That'll just blow it up. We can't even test for the start of a file. That's a bummer. Unless we put macros in macros. No, you can't do that. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. I'm pretty sure they even explicitly say you can't put macros in macros. Because that would be dope. Hang on. Where is it? Modem control, geographic information systems, credit cards, code repetition with macro instructions. Oh wait, no, but that'll work. Oh my god, there is a macro for this. Oh my god, there is totally a macro for this. It's just you can't put macros in macros. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, do that n times. N has to be a constant number, not a register. Since the definition goes before the program, you can't nest. Yeah. You can't nest rep and n blocks. Yeah. That's what I thought. But we could do this. This substitutes a calculated numerical constant. On the first repetition, the value n will be used. And on the subsequent repetitions, the value will increase by... on subsequent repetitions, the value will increase by m each time. Copy 1 to F, copy 2 to F, copy 3 to F, copy 4 to F, copy 5 to F. Oh, that's for doing that. Oh. Oh, I see. And that's how it's like kind of building a counter. Okay. So we build the counter in the code. That could work, because we could just skip over it as a number. We just go, oh, don't worry about it. When we're ready to read. I think that's the trick. Hang on, let me show you what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at this right here. No, not this one. Sorry, this one, which is this here. So on the first one, the value n will be used, which is that. Yeah. Then on the subsequent representation, the value will increase by this each time. So what we can do, if I'm thinking this through, is at the end of the right step, we can copy a value to the end. So we assign it, because each chunk is going to be assigned a value then at that point. And then in read write, all we have to do is read the last value and see if it's 10. Because if it's 10, then we know we have to read. Yeah, I think this is going to work. So if we copy, hang on, let me just double check my syntax. So it'll be copy, and then it'll be an at, and it'll be the squirrely brackets, which I don't think we've ever used before. 1, just like that. That's all it needs to be, because it'll start at 1, and then that'll iterate through. Wait, hold on. Why is that freaking out? Oh, right, because we need to copy it somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. So instead of writing a case 0 like this, you could repeat this so many times. Oh, I see. Oh, that might even be better, actually. No, it's not, because no. I like this way better. Wait, hold on. Is that... No, that's saying that's wrong. That's an invalid... Oh, wait, what? Copy. Yeah, copy that to F. Why is that an invalid... Am I using the wrong brackets? Am I writing this out wrong? Wait. It's okay with that. So do I just have to write it like that? No. 1. That. No, it's not happy with that. Yeah, that's the squirrely brackets. That's what I'm using. That should be how that works. Oh, do I have to do... Oh, I have to nest that inside of a repeatable thing. No, but I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. But I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Okay, so no, I actually don't want to do this. I think there's something to it, though. I think that's the secret. That is the secret. But okay, hang on. So I thought you could just use that bit of code right there. But the problem is, you can see here, it's nested inside of a repeatable. So it does this. But I don't actually want it to run that many times. So I only want it to run every time we reach it. Unless we start with something in the register. So maybe we start with a 1. Write something in, go back, copy that value, go to the end, add 1. Oh, that's so much extra code. That is just so much extra code. I don't want to do that. See, this seems like more what I want to do, but so test of x is equal to any of these, and if it's okay. No, because that requires me to write something out. They need to do our addition outside of this. Yeah. So that's no good. No, okay, hang on. Yeah, okay, so I think what we need to do is what we're going to do is we're going to copy 1 into F straight off the bat. Then, well, that's a problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because we are going to seek -10, and we're going to test. I don't think we can do it. No, we need to copy that value out. We need to copy F into the. I don't think we can do a test straight in that far. I think we. No, I think you can. No, you can. You can, because we do that. That's literally how our search function works. Yeah. So test. So we need to do a test if F is equal to, and we do know what the constant number is. It'll be 10. Because if it equals 10, if true, jump to read. Otherwise, jump into write. Okay. And it doesn't matter that it's seek 10 even at the beginning of the file, because if it's a 1, it literally won't. It'll just do the write step. So that is where we then copy over our values. That actually makes this step really, really easy. We just add an extra step here. So for write, we're going to copy 11 to M. And for read, we're going to copy 22 to M. Because why not? I don't know. Okay. So for this one, it needs to do all of this, and then it needs to copy M to T, because we kind of want to just keep that chunk in there for now. And then it doesn't matter if it gets wiped. We need to test if it's if T is equal to 11, and if it's true, jump to rep copy. Which I might change that name from copy to read, actually, because we're reading from here. So rep read. Otherwise, it will jump to rep write. Because it'll go, we reading or we writing? And if we're reading, we're doing this. Otherwise, mark rep write. And that kind of does the same thing. More or less, yeah. No. Instead of we just swap this around, copy M to F. We do that. Yeah. Okay. I think that'll work. Hang on a minute though, because once we've done this, we need to. Okay. Hang on. Because we're going to go back every time, do this. We then need to seek forward, but we don't want to jump too far forward. We might have to seek 11 actually, but if we do that, and that gives us our true or false, so we can put something in here. So we'll seek forward back 10 to put us back where we are. And we need to put a thing into our right, actually, to make this all work. So then at the end of all of this, it's going to... oh dear. Because this isn't going to iterate. No, it won't. No, yes it will, because what we need to do is seek... Wait, no, what are we doing? No, because at the beginning here... we do that. Because we're writing a file. That's right. So actually, no. You know what? Because we don't need. What do we keep in our X register at this point? Just the address of the drive, aren't we? Yeah. Wait. What am I doing here? What was I? Am I writing into a T register? I'm writing crap in here into the T register. That's right, because I want to keep the chunk. Yeah, but in here, it literally doesn't matter. We can actually, yeah, we can preserve. Let's see. So we want to do that, and then we're going to do all of this stuff. So, actually, instead of testing if f equals 10, we're going to seek 10, because we kind of just want to keep that for this. So, because if it's a write step, copy. Ooh, that's a problem. Wait a minute. Oh, God, because then we're going to lose track of where we are. We need it to read consistently every single time. Oh, crap. Nope, this whole system isn't going to work. Because it's not repeatable. Oh, damn. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So I think this is a good idea, is having read and write do its thing here. To say, are we reading or writing? Because then that all that needs. I like that. That's really simple for doing all of this. So. Oh, wait a minute. No, didn't we figure this out? Hang on a minute. Didn't we figure this out? Because we're going to write that in there. We're going to go back to the start of the file. Copy that into our X register, actually. I'm not going to do any testing. Or we will, but not that. Copy it into our X register. Add to it. And then actually what we're going to do is we're going to test if it equals 11. Or if it tests if it's greater than 11. Yes. Yes. That's it. Because then it can just add to it and go all the way up to 20. Because if it goes to 11 and then starts reading and then it adds like 10 or 11 to it, or 10 to it, that means, yeah. So actually, yeah, test if x is greater than, it doesn't have to be an equals. Oh my God. Is greater than 10. Yeah, if it's greater than 10, and then we go back forward through the file. Oh, no, that's, no, that's fine. That's totally fine, because we're copying that file, wait a minute, no, we're not, because we're only adding 1 to what's in that register. That's bad. Yeah, actually, that's bad. That's not going to work. That is not going to work, because we still need to figure out a way to iterate. So, that's a problem. Yeah, doing all of this isn't going to work. Well, if we go back to here, actually, wait a minute. No, seek minus 10, copy it in there, add it, and then put it back. Seek -1, copy, because then it can get, copy x to f, so it'll put it back after it's added 1 to it, so you'll end up with like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish sort of thing, and then we'll do the test on it, and because that way now it's iterating up every time. Does this, checks if it's greater than 10, then we just put it back to where it was. And if it is greater than 10, which it will be because we're always going to be adding 1 to it, then we jump back to read. Otherwise, we're writing. Yeah, and then, so we actually don't need to add any extra steps in other than saying we're reading or we're writing. Because we're going to skip all of this if it equals the kill code. Do we dare go full YOLO? Just send it? If something's going to break. This is super complex. I think something's going to break. I actually want to look at this one as it does its gimmick, because I want to make sure that the file is actually doing what I want it to do. Oop, and it broke instantly. That's what I thought was going to happen. Okay, hold on. So where did it break? So it went to here. So it's already written its 1 in. Yeah, that's cool. We actually don't need to do that anymore. Like, we could... Well, no, we do, because we're going to make sure we've got stuff here. So we go back 10, that's fine. Okay, it takes me back to the beginning file, that's cool. Copies that over. It adds 1 to it. Goes back. Puts it back in there. Tests if it's greater than 10, which it isn't. Oh... No. Okay, no, I didn't care about that. That's fine. We can seek past the end of the file. That's cool. And because it wasn't greater than 10, it's going to jump into write. It's going to say, we're writing to this one. It's saying, we writing. And it's going, cool. It is. Oh, it is equal to 11. Yeah, so jump to read. Copy that over. So it's sent all the information. Drops that file. And this one's come back and it's going back into Drive, ready to send. This one goes, okay, I'm ready for my next chunk. Got the next chunk. Okay. Then it goes back to local. It tests if X is equal to, which it isn't. So it jumps into rep drive, does its swizzing, sends that over and says, hey, we've got a drive here. And then it's going to jump on over. We've checked if that's the kill code, which it wasn't. And so then it goes, okay, cool, we're going to go in there too. And then it's just looking for stuff. And then meanwhile, we're going to go back. So we need to go back 11. Yep, that's where it broke. Sweet. Okay, so that's what I thought. So we need to seek 11. That's the secret. That's what I thought. I thought this might break. So we do that. But then... Yeah, then we only need to seek 10? Then we only need to seek 10, I think. Let's get some data in here, and we'll come back to here. So it goes back. Great. Grabbed it. Added 1 to it. Went back. Wrote it in. Oh. Oh, hang on a minute. Actually, this is a problem. Hang on a minute, this might be a problem. No, it's not doing that, so it goes back 10. So that puts us at the end of the file. Okay, cool. So that works. That's sweet. And then we're going to go to write. Sweet. And we're going to copy a bunch of files over. Yeah. So actually what we want to do is... Actually, we do want to add in a step, but that's okay. So in our write step, we want to send over, say we're writing, and then we want to copy X to F. So we want it because we need that every time. So what read needs to do then is nothing, actually. This kind of takes care of it. This puts it back where it needs to be. Yeah, actually. It kind of takes care of itself. It probably doesn't, but it mostly does. So we're going to go to here, do all of this. And then I want to get some data in here. Oh! Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter that the start of the file looks like that. It's a bit jank, but that's okay. Because then we're going to wait for our next assignment. Because then when we go back 11, yeah, it brings us to here. So that's totally fine. Because then we do that, we add that, and then... Why are we writing it back into there? Oh, yeah, we don't need it. Well, yeah, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt. Or it might do. It might hurt us. It might actually hurt a lot. So we do this. We jump to write. We're waiting for... We're sending that over. Putting it in there. Okay, no. That's kind of fine. It's just a bit jank. It just looks a bit jank here, but that's it. It's just a little janky there. But then we get all of our information. So... Oh, no. No, the jank is bad. The jank is bad. The jank is a problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because here's what we want. We don't want it to do that step here anyway. What we want it to do is do it at the end. That's actually where we want it to do it. Yeah, that kind of solves that problem. So we do this, and then we get some data. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. This might cause a problem, actually. We may have to go back, not 11. Hang on. Yeah, okay, so we actually have to go back. Oh, no, but it's only for that first one that we have to do that. So... Can we copy an F to X with nothing in the file? That's the question. Hang on a minute. Make copy F to X, and then do nothing for an instruction. I just want to see what this does. Cannot read past the end of file. Okay, so that causes it to error out. Okay, so we can't do that. Maybe we put it in here. Now we're just pushing the prop. Now we're just kicking the can down the road, I think, is all that's doing. Because we've got something in that file. Well, actually, because we copied one in there. Sig -1. Just put us at the start of that file because we want that information pretty much straight away. You could just find a number. Could kind of put it in a little loop. Make it a little loopy. So like we just, because everything's going to be letters. So we just say, go back until you find a number, grab that number, add 1 to it, and then go back forward. No, not like that. I think having every chunk of data numbered though is really good. So but we don't have to, maybe we don't have to go back that far? Do we even have to do anything here at all? No, I think we need that. I think we need it. I don't know if we need it to start there. I'm just going to copy 1 to F. So then, when we're ready to check if our counter's working, well, it's gonna write a number into, yeah. So but it needs a number to start with. So it'll do that. You know what? We don't actually need to do this bit. That's all completely useless. This we don't need. Why are we doing this? So we're gonna grab that number, and we're gonna copy that number. Actually, do we want to do the seeking here though? Actually, yeah, I think we do, because we're gonna add the number there. Hang on a minute, because once we've written out our 10, so that'll be, yeah, so 1, and then we just add 2. Yeah, so we don't actually need to go back that far. We do that, add 1 to it. We're going to check if it's greater than 10. And then We don't need do we need the seek step? No, we only need to go back 1, I think. In fact, we don't even need to do this anymore. Because then we're just going back 1. We're grabbing the number. Oh no, yeah. Because this is all going to work for writing it out, but then for and for reading it'll work too. Wait, do we need to seek -1? No, maybe not. Maybe not when we're reading. Actually, yeah, no. What we'll do is if we get rid of it, we don't need it. I think constantly. So I think that because we just want to make sure we're starting right there with that number, because then we're going to copy that number. Add 1 to it, check if it's there, and if it's not, it'll jump into write, and in write, it's going to say we're writing, and then it's already moved the file header forward, so then we write out all of our stuff. We've written our next value, go back. Okay, so once we've written our next value, we then need to do a seek -1 here, actually. Okay. So... yeah, and then that's just going to iterate along, I think. No, it'll iterate up to 10. And then, so we actually kind of need to do this bit kind of twice, like, because we need to do it at the end of a read block as well. Because once we've written, they need to. Yeah. Oh, but we're losing. No, we're not. Because if it equals 10... Okay, so if it equals 10, we actually do need a pre-read step, because we'll need to, like, jump to the end of... Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Ugh! Crap. You know what? You know what might be just the easiest thing in the world? Is we only have this thing read. No, only have this thing write. And once it writes, and once it's written everything out, it just creates another exa, and that whole exa's job is to just read. That would actually help out a lot. And it just knows to just skip over the numbers. That would actually, kind of save us a lot of heartache. Because then we don't need to do any kind of bollocks. Well, we do still need some bollocks. But, yeah. Because if it equals 10, it can then just it can just drop the file. Oh, but we don't know what the number of the file is. Crap. Damn it. Okay, we're going to have to figure this out next time. I've kind of hit the proverbial wall. So I think we're just going to leave it there. I think we're getting close. I think I'm getting close. I think having a separate exa for reading the file is the correct answer. It's just figuring out when that needs to happen is kind of like my brain's turning to mush. But thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our podcast, which is on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you like to listen to podcasts. It's linked down below. We got a new episode coming out next Tuesday, and that'll be our 50th episode, which is going to be great. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be out right now. Actually, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's out right now. Go and check it out. It's linked. It's not linked anywhere, but we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everywhere, so you can just search Pint Party. In fact, no, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's on YouTube. You can just go to our channel, and it's right there. You can listen to it right there. Check us out on Instagram at pint.party to see some of our memes and gimmicks and stuff, and it'll tell you when we're going live. And if you're on Twitch, you can just hit follow. You can also check us out on Twitter at Pint Party. It does all the same stuff as our Instagram. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, all right, cool. Actually, when I'll be back. So I won't be on tomorrow because tomorrow we're recording Pint Party. I will be back on Sunday at 2 p.m. AEST if you're watching this live. I'll be back on Sunday at 2 p.m. So you translate that into your local time. Basically, it just means I won't be on tomorrow. I'll be on the day after. Cool. And with that, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.